he just loves it when delivery boxes come home. So you know that we'd gone to Goa very recently for my birthday, and it was a tough call between Goa and Cochin, but I just love the sea, so finally we chosen Goa. But I wasn't that worried about missing Cochin because I knew that Marina Balakrishnan, that Thalassery girl, was going to send us some lovely food this Sunday, and she has just started the Malabar brunch under Utupura, and that's the thing about Marina, that she keeps doing new things. So she started with the Utupura meals, where she would present the sort of food which she had at her granny's kitchen as a kid. Then she started the evening snack, and now the Malabar brunch. And this brings back memories of eating a bit in South Mumbai at places like Hotel Deluxe and Taste of Kerala, the Kerala restaurants, or at Mahim, where there are places like Sneha and so on. But I think I got the taste of Kerala home food first at the house of my friend Narayanan, when he used to live in Mumbai, and there was a housewarming, and we'd gone to his home and we'd had the home cooked avial and rice and the payasam, which was really lovely. Last year when we went to the Grand Hyatt Kochi, and there were local ladies over there who were chefs cooking home cooked Keralite food, and then through Marina as well. And I've been trying her food, and I've had a fair bit of South Indian food when I've gone to the different states of South India. Kerala and Kochi was probably the last, but things are different when you have the home cooked things. So thanks to people like Marina, one gets a taste of it. Let me see what all is there. There's korma, there's the payam pujungiatu. I might not get all the spellings right. Kadala curry and so on. So let me instead of spending too much time at this point, Marina gives very detailed instructions in terms of how the food should be heated and how it should be served. It's a bit like alo alo, where listen very carefully. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go follow instructions, heat everything, and then take out this banana leaf, which comes sanitized, and sit and have a proper Malabar brunch sitting in Mumbai. The food from Marina is almost always like a lesson and in culinary art, and this time Keralite food, of course, and the way she packs it and everything. And there are very detailed instructions on how to heat, what the dishes, goes into it. So I'm going to tell you a bit about the food. I'm just wondering whether I should try to read the Keralite or Malayali, the names in Malayalam, because that might look a bit funny. Maybe I should just do it in English. Okay, now let me see. Okay, first there's something which I was introduced to, which was in Cochin, and I was told that this is the combination, which is puttu and kadala curry. So puttu is a steamed sort of cake, rice cake, and this one is a ragi flour puttu, so that's why it's dark colored. And then there is the sprouted ragi flour puttu, and there is rice flour. So the rice flour is white, and the way you have it is you always pair it with the kadala curry. So this is the classic combination, which is with black gram. You can have it with anything, but it's like for Bengali luchi aloo dum or luchi chola dal. So basically the way you eat it, and I'm not going to do it now, but you take this on a plate, pour this on it, and then you smash it. And I learned the puttu and kadala curry etiquette last time. So Marina says that it's a perfect combination with puttu. It's a Bengal gram curry in a richly roasted coconut gravy, using a blend of Malabar spices cooked to perfection. This is what, of course, Marina does. She'll be proud of me because she's written over here that puttu is also eaten by mashing the steamed plantains and mixing it well. Ghee and sugar is added. So remember I said about mashing? Okay, so then there is the Malabar parota. This is very similar to our, in Bengal we get the paratha with which we make the rolls and so on. So she's made it, and very clear instructions that we need to heat it on a tawa. So not a microwave, not anything else. You need to place it on a tawa. This is the Malabar paratha, and you pair this with the vegetable korma in this case. Kainaz, in fact, when she saw, she thought it's an avial because similar looking, but this is a vegetable korma. So you pair the parota, Malabar parota, with this. Well, it's not just the porota which unites Kerala and Bengal or fish, but it's also the love for rice. So, for that, Marina's got something which she says is the Malabar Nei Chodu. So, she says it's one of the specialities, and she's used the Kaima rice sourced from Wayanad. So, like in Bengal, there are many, many varieties of rice in Malabar as well. And this is cooked with cashews and raisins, so it's like a nice pulao, and it's delicious. She says when you have with some raita on the side. So of course she's got the raita and a beetroot achar. The thing about shooting at home, well, the bell keeps ringing, so you've seen me turning around a couple of times. But I don't have anything to complain because look at what Marina Balakrishnan has done. She was actually planning to start a little restaurant of her own, showcasing Keralite food, Malayali food, when the lockdown happened. So she didn't let that get in her way, and instead she started the Utupura lunches and with such beautiful packaging and such meticulous packaging. So I think it's okay if the occasional bell rings or if one has to read out the menu, because the main idea is to get what you want to come across. In her case, the food. In my case, the story of her food. Okay, so I told you about the beetroot achar. So this is the beetroot achar which goes with the pulao and the raita. So the raita I've already shown you, and it's a long list. It's a brunch menu. So I know I'm reading it out, but imagine if you're in a 5-star hotel with a very, very long brunch menu, you would be reading it. So okay, so then there are the small plates, or like she says, smallish plates. So there's the steamed plantains, which is this, which she says is a speciality of tea time, and it's only slit in the center. So you add in a bit of homemade ghee and palm sugar, and everything's there. So Marina does things of everything. So the ghee is inside this, the palm sugar is inside this, and can be eaten by itself or in combination with the puttu. And in case you've forgotten what the puttu is, this is the puttu. And remember, she said that you can smash and mash the puttu and the plantain and eat together. There's one more polished plate, which is the cylindrical drum-shaped kappa bites. Kappa is tapioca, so that is here. This is the kappa bites. Maybe I'm going to keep some of this for the evening. And you have it with a pori, so a special one, chamandi pori, and she's made it here. So pori is normally a mix of spices and chili roasted and ground together. So I'm going to use a little bit, and then it already smells amazing. I'm going to use this later. Sometimes you season different dishes and so on. In the light snacks, there's also a cake, and we've enjoyed her cakes during the Christmas and New Year when she did the Malabar cake, and this time this is the poti cake. So here you go, and it's a famous tea time cake in the Malabar region, and this is how it is. So it's like a little tea cake, and we love tea cake. So this is and we've seen how lovely her Christmas cake was. Okay, there's some accompaniments. There's the beetroot achar. There's papad neatly rolled up. So I'm going to eat this and then have it. And then there are some drinks as well, because how can you have a brunch without drink? So there is a Nannari Sharbat, and it's uses something called the Sariba, which is a local sort of herb, and it's considered to be a powerful blood purifier. It's a general health tonic, systemic coolant for the body, and it is pretty warm now. Popularly used in Ayurveda. And the sharbat is made with sariba roots that is boiled and cooled to a syrup. Lemon juice is added along with some sabja seeds, so you can see the seeds over here. And it's sweetened with a bit of palm sugar. Marina recommends that you cool it a bit and have it. And she also adds a bit of tulsi, so you can see the tulsi leaves also for some extra healing touch. So that's as much of a power drink as it gets. And for dessert, of course, there has to be payasam. And there are, of course, many types of payasams. Or kheer, which is coconut milk based in Kerala. And this, she says, is here's the banana leaf, or kola pata, as we say in Bengal. So that's other thing which unites Bengal and Kerala, and even the Parsis, Kenas who's shooting this. In Parsi weddings, the food is put on a banana leaf on a plate and then serve, the patra as they call it. And well, this is it. So it's a fabulous, fabulous brunch menu, and you've outdone yourself again, Marina. And thank you so much for doing all these meals, whether it's the Utupura meal or the evening Malabar meals and the Malabar brunch which you're doing right now, because you really sort of opened up Kerala, your home state, and your food to all of us sitting in Mumbai, and it's a pleasure which is undescribable, and I know that your grandmom, who's your inspiration, would be smiling each time she sees any of us opening all these containers and sitting to eat. So thank you so much, Marina.